Welcome back, everybody. It's nice to have you along. We keep talking about sport in the Western Cape, and of course we do that every week here on Sport Federation TV, 9 to 10 p.m. And then, of course, in case you missed it tonight, you can catch it tomorrow morning or on a Saturday morning from 8 a.m. through to 9 a.m. And every week we take a look at the different sport codes in the province across the various districts. One of the big sport codes and that we have in South Africa, a national sport code, and they compete internationally. And we've of course spoken about the sport code on a number of occasions, is Transplant Sports, and I've got the vice chairperson of Western Cape Transplant Sports on the show with me now, Rentia Le Roux. Rentia, welcome back to Sport Federation TV. How are you?
Good evening, JP. Thank you for having me. I'm doing good, thank you.
Yes, good to see you again. Of course, we all know it's difficult times for all sport across the world, South Africa, Western Cape, with the COVID restrictions out there. But Transplant Sports still behind the scenes. You guys are messaging your members and keeping them up to date, so to speak.
Yes, we try to keep in contact with our members. Yeah, it's a very difficult time because most of our members is immunocompromised, so it's very dangerous to go out there with the COVID situation. Yeah.
Of course, they must be missing all these international competitions that you've been so successful at, all of you, over the last few years. I mean, so many transplant athletes are going overseas and having so much success. That must be a devastating for you guys to not be able to group together as a team and go traveling.
Oh, yes, for sure. We really miss the competitions. Even we don't see all our members in the Western Cape, let alone Gauteng, KwaZulu-Natal. So yeah, it's difficult that we can't see each other and yeah, compete against each other.
But in the Western Cape, you're still trying to stay, I mean, you're still planning ahead. There's still a lot of admin going on behind the scenes. I believe one of the things that you're planning for the future sometime is your regional games.
Yes, because we can't travel at this stage, we are trying to put together like just the regional games, because we never used to have regional games because we're such a small group of athletes. We have national games every second year. So we decided to do it in our different regions. So we are planning regional games for our Western Cape athletes. Maybe the beginning of October. If we have to extend it to November, then we'll do that. We need to get together.
And then, of course, you've got a couple of different sport codes that participate in these games.
Yeah, we've got swimming, we've got golf, we've got bowls, we've got tennis. There's really a lot of sport codes. Some of our athletes still exercise and do try and participate, but like me myself, I don't go to the track. It just doesn't. I don't feel comfortable. Yeah, going to the track. So yeah.
So if I am a bowls player and I've had a transplant, or if I'm someone who likes to do athletics and I've had a transplant, and some of those other codes that you mentioned, I can obviously join the transplant sport structure.
Yes, absolutely. There is a sport code for everyone. We even have darts, we have 10-pin bowling. So some people aren't runners or swimmers or cyclists. So yeah, there's a sport code to match anyone.
But one of the things that you don't do is contact sports, am I right?
Yeah, no contact sports for any of our transplantees.
Rentia, you guys have also got a golf day planned somewhere in the future. Obviously, we know it not at the moment with all the various restrictions, and we know that transplant sports structures is at risk. But plans for the future.
Yes, we are going ahead with our planning for our golf day, which is on the 15th of October at Bosch and Meer. So for more information, people are welcome to contact either me or Vivian de Klerk, the chair of Western Cape Transplant Sport. Yeah, we would like to make it a fun day for everyone.
And we of course know that administratively behind the scenes, you guys continue to stay busy. As you've mentioned, you're always messaging the members, keeping them up to date, especially with a COVID scenario. You've got your communication is quite high. But you also did some workshops recently for your members.
Yeah, like I said previously, it's a very difficult time for our athletes because we are immunocompromised and we can't go out there. So a lot of people battle with mental wellness. So we hosted a mental wellness workshop in April 2021, which was Toby Le Roux is the transplant social worker at the Christian Barnard Hospital. He joined us, as well as Yvonne Gatner. She is a clinical neuropsychologist. And she joined us together with our members on Zoom. And yeah, we had an awesome wellness workshop.
Why did you decide to do a workshop on mental wellness?
I think because we know that a lot of athletes struggle. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a very difficult time. Even me, I struggled not seeing other people, even my friends, let alone the transplantees. So yeah, we thought that a lot of our athletes will benefit from a wellness workshop.
Do you think that that's one of the things that athletes in general, many sport codes, are struggling with? Call it a slight bit of maybe depression, or those various mental components that could play a game now because you're not able to play a game?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think it's just the transplant athletes. I think athletes all over. We have contact with other federations, as you know, in the Western Cape, and you can see that it's not just us struggling. There's a lot of athletes that is struggling because you don't have the normal competitions, you don't have the normal training together. So yeah, it's difficult. Yeah.
Rentia, of course, one of the things that you guys have been doing over the last few years is traveling overseas, and you've had quite a lot of success there. I mean, tell us a little about some of those trips over the last few years.
Yeah, I've only joined two of them. I went to Spain and the UK, the last two. We would have gone to Texas in United States, which was cancelled due to COVID. Yes, and I'm very proud of our SA team. We are a very small team. Like I'm not sure if it was the UK. I think we were like 52 athletes in Spain, 52 athletes, and we ended third overall. The first two countries that came in first and second had athletes, more than 300 athletes in their team. So yeah, but I think it's because we've got this strict qualification that we need to to qualify to make the team, the SA team. So that's why our team does so well.
Yeah, well, you have done well. I mean, you've had tremendous success in the athletic space yourself. Of course, the swimming space. I think Jandre Geldenhuys. And I'm just thinking back to some of the names now. You've had success in the tennis space. You've had success in the golf space. I mean, our South African transplantees have done really well internationally.
Yes, they have. Yeah, like in when we went to Spain, Lisa Duplessis, one of our swimmers, she set 5 world records, and she was the senior athlete of the games. So yeah, absolutely, and she's from the Western Cape.
And how often do those world championships take place, or those games?
Yeah, every second year. So one year we have our national games, and the year thereafter it's our World Transplant Games.
Rentia, it's been great chatting with you. But I'm assuming that if people want to sign up, if there's anybody watching the show right now, they can simply visit your website and reach out to you to sign up.
Yes, please, they do. And thank you, JP, for having me.
Fantastic stuff. Rentia, we'll leave it at that. We'll say to you and everybody else out there, stay safe. And of course, we look forward to chatting again.
Thank you.
There we go, folks. Rentia Le Roux, she's the Vice Chairperson of the Western Cape Transplant Sport structures. So I think you heard it firsthand there. If you're a lover of sport and you've had a transplant, there is a sports structure that caters for you. Transplant Sport South Africa, which is of course structured in the Western Cape. So just do a search there, either on Facebook or visit their website, or either the national or the local website, and find out more and get involved. There's a lot of exciting things happening there in the world of transplant sports. We'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we carry on talking about sport in the Western Cape. Back in a sec.